The Love Drive is brought to you by SecDrive, powered by Yakadicto Network, a product of Ultimate Multimedia Consult.
Hello viewers, welcome to yet another episode of Love Drive on SecDrive. This show is proudly sponsored by Ultimate Multimedia Consult, a consultancy firm that offers value-added news, knowledge products, and services. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel and click that notification button to receive a notification whenever we roll out a new episode. Previously, we looked at ownership of property, and in this particular topic, we're looking at properties in marriage and relationships. Now, today we are going to look at financial details in marriages or in relationships. And with me to dissect this topic, I have guests. On my extreme right, I have a lady. Let me give her a chance to introduce herself.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Enid Karen Navamati. Thank you.
Welcome, Enid. And in the middle, we have a gentleman who is, let me give him a chance to introduce himself too.
Thank you, moderator. My name is Edward Tumwine. Pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to an exciting show.
Thank you, Edward. Now, we all are in relationships. Yep. If I can say yes, there is no one who here is single.
Who is asking?
Okay, now, finances in relationships. Yep. I know everyone is having a wallet behind in the bag and everything, since we are all working, okay? Now, is it really okay to share bills and costs in relationships when you're living with your spouse? Let me start with Enid.
Yes. Personally, I think it's okay to share bills because when you stay with someone, you have to depend on each other.
Okay.
So once you depend on each other, it would be awkward for one person to take the entire burden of providing for food, providing for amenities in the house. So it's always good when you share costs, so that one person doesn't feel really overwhelmed.
I thought because there is a normal saying that goes that your money, a lady's income or money is hers, and a gentleman's salary is for the family. How true is that, Edward?
Well, I think Enid has spoken on it very well. It's the whole idea of marriage is built on complementing each other.
Okay.
Yes, I know in the Bible it's even stated that a man should provide for his family, for his wife, take care of his family and wife. But I think the whole idea and notion of marriage is for you to come together to complement each other. It's not right, even if the lady has more income than the gentleman, she shouldn't see the family suffer just because she's hell-bent with this whole thing that money or providing should come from a man. I think it should be complementary. Each should be able to chip in, and so that the family can run. Because at the end of the day, the happiness of the family is what matters most for both parties.
Okay. Now, if you came back home from work and you find your wife already in the sitting room and tells you, honey, I've already paid for the water, paid for electricity bills. The Kasasiro guy came and picked his money. Would that relieve you of your manhood?
Well,
would you feel guilty, like I'm not providing for the family?
Well, first of all, the type of understanding you have with your partner leads to the way you think through situations when they are happening. If you have a very good understanding with your partner, and when she provides for things, it does not take away your you don't have a fragile masculinity, it's okay. But if she has done that, then to complement it, just like we said, marriage is complementary to each other, both partners. You find something also that you're able to do that also shows the effort that you're putting in to make this marriage work. When she pays for these bills, find other bills or any trips, you can take them on a trip. Find something that you can also bring to the table so that it doesn't look like it's one-sided.
Okay. Yeah. Now, back to Enid. Would you be happy to pay for school fees for the kids, at least for one term?
I don't have any problem with that. I mean, they're my kids,
Mm.
so paying for them school fees and ensuring that their future is assured. That would be my biggest joy. If I
Okay.
have the ability
Okay.
and capability,
Mm.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Now, I see you both agree on sharing bills at home.
Yeah.
Would you have a joint account, Edward? Would you be pleased to have a joint account with your spouse?
Yes.
That yes is coming from far.
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely an important thing. Of course, because when you're married, you have kids involved. There's a lot of
Mm.
stuff that, as long as you're both honest about it,
Mm.
I don't see it as a problem. It only gets to a problem when there's a lot of dishonesty, and every relationship is built on trust.
Mm.
If the trust dies, then that joint account may be hard to achieve.
In it, I hope I do. I think you do agree that you should have a joint account.
I
Oh.
wouldn't. Okay, I would agree. Yes.
Uh-huh.
For the well-being of the family, because you have to join efforts. A joint account is like joint efforts.
Mm.
So it's a good thing in case you have like a goal that you are aiming after. You want to say have a college fund or build a house or just a saving for the future. It's a good thing, but you shouldn't invest all
Yeah.
all your money in that joint account. I mean, you have to stash something to the side for your own needs or in case this thing backfires. Because, we've seen in the past people actually break each other's hearts. They break each other's trust, even couples that you least expected.
So I'm the man of the house, and I want to manage that joint account. I have to. I want to have I want to carry the ATM with me. Is it okay with you?
Why?
I'm the man of the house.
But,
Come on.
No, by the mere fact of you say I'm the man of the house, I'm also the lady of the house, and I can as well carry the ATM.
But-
Do you agree?
You see, we're talking about something called a joint account.
Okay.
So it has to be both of you. You cannot say, by the time you agree to have that joint account, then both of you should be having the same level of control for the account. Otherwise, if you want control of the account, have your own, like she has just said, have your personal account. Don't build your whole life around a joint account. That's dangerous. Things happen. She can die. Atrocities happen. Or things just, you break up out due to unclear circumstances, but you need to have your own personal money. That is where it's subject of if she should have access to it there. That's a whole discussion for another.
And
But
also,
for the joint account, I think both of you should have the same level of access for it.
the other thing, I believe as you're opening a joint account, there are those procedures at the bank where both of you have to be signatories, just like a group account or a joint account. You're supposed to be signatories. One cannot pick money without the knowledge and authorization. of
unless
the
you
other.
agree on the check. But again, now I'm coming home. I'm going to convince you that you know what, we should pick an ATM for this account. And okay, you agree. This is my husband, and you know what? The next day, you see the ATM is in my in my wallet. Would you be happy?
Of course, that has broken. First of all, it has broken the trust.
The trust, okay?
Yeah. So the other thing is, if at all you're to get an ATM for your joint account, then you have to be 100% sure that you trust this person and they will not misuse the funds at any one moment without letting you know.
Okay. So Edward, how do you manage this joint account with your spouse?
First of all, the major thing, it's built on trust and transparency. For that joint account to really work for both of you, its purpose should even be well laid out. It should be benefiting the family as a whole, or even just you as a couple. If you have your bucket list of things that you want to achieve, and you want that you have to set up terms of what that joint account is to achieve.
Okay.
For it to run smoothly, and all those guidelines, transparency, honesty. Because at the end of the day, the person will probably get a notification on your withdrawn money. You can't hide for so long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in it, your ladies are called managers of houses or households. Now, we have this joint account and we have a monthly planning for the money that is there. Hmm? Do we sit as a family to plan for it, or because you're the manager, you sit and plan and say, you know what, we need this? And at the end of the day, when your husband comes back, you're like, honey, I've made a list and I've withdrawn the money and I made the shopping. How would you manage that?
I think it would depend on the circumstances.
Mm.
In case your spouse is around, it wouldn't be a bad thing for you to sit together and decide that the things that you need for the month.
Mm.
But if say your husband has traveled, he's not available,
Mm.
and you're not able to keep in touch, say he's very busy,
Mm.
then you can plan, and then he'll come. You'll still have to talk about it, and then come to a conclusion or a final decision before purchasing all the things that you wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand that. Now, Edward, you're working. Your wife is at home.
Yeah.
Could you share your ATM pin or mobile money pin with her and leave your phone there? For example, we have our phones, the ones that are ours, and the ones that the family can use. You know, I bet every man has 2 or more phones. The one that is personal, and the ones that the kids can play around with, the ones that the wife can check it each day and everything. Would you be okay to share your pin with your spouse?
Again, I'll keep drawing back to the values and ideas that I feel marriage should be based on. I don't think you should be wedded to someone who you cannot leave your ATM with or your phone with. Then you're probably in that marriage for not the right reasons. Because I think even when you're getting married, they tell you become one. So all mistrust, not trusting, all those begin to bring issues in your marriage that eventually lead to bigger things like suspicion, people wiretapping you, all kinds of things. So by the time you get married to someone, yes, I know we all have our private conversations on our phones, which you would not want your spouse to. But again, you should be at a level of where you can communicate or have achieved an understanding, like you respect each other's phones. Because I don't really know what you'd be looking for in your wife's phone.
Okay.
You don't find, you'll find what you're looking for there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You need. Would you really share your ATM or mobile money pin with your spouse?
Yes, I would.
You would.
Yes.
And now what if you came back home and found 50,000 missing without a reason? And at the end of the day, I come back and I was like, you know what? I was broke. I went to watch soccer, you know. Most of us are soccer fans.
I wouldn't want to sugarcoat that because I wouldn't be happy. And at that point, I would set some records, some records straight.
Okay.
That if at all you need something or you need to withdraw any money from my account, please let me know.
There should be guidelines.
Yes.
Maybe just.
Or if at all I am not comfortable and I feel like it will happen again or it might become habitual, I can change my PIN and not share it again.
Edward,
I have a question for
Yeah.
Enid. There's, of course, I don't want to call it like a stereotype. Usually ladies ask gentlemen for money for hair treatment or retouch. I still fail to make the difference between the two. But I wonder how comfortable it would be for you, or just giving your perspective as a lady or ladies out there. Would you give a guy a treat if he asked treat to wants 100K haircut? Would you be comfortable with giving out that money?
I mean, what is so different between an 100K haircut and 10K haircut?
There are differences.
No, there is massage involved. massage,
is-
there
that
is
is the
manicure, pedicure.
You've already said it.
There is
The massaging and what? If he wants it, let him pay for it.
why?
Who is going to massage him in the first place?
Come on.
You
But you
cannot
also
massage
you
palace.
go to salons and also men work on your hair.
Yeah, but they're
And
not
those-
massaging.
Go pedicures.
Yeah, but yeah, most of the time, if I'm to do that, then that is on my bill.
So would you escort him for that?
Yeah.
Eh?
So you're not comfortable with a lady massaging your husband's saloon?
No, I'm not comfortable.
Why?
Especially if I'm there. If I don't know about it, you know, ignorance is bliss.
Mm.
What you don't know about won't kill you.
Mm.
But if you're there and you're seeing someone is getting so busy with your boo,
Mm.
I mean, that's where it would
So is
become a
it the
problem.
reason why most of us go for haircut salon? Have you ever escorted him?
No.
Why?
You don't want to see the massage?
No, not because of that. Because, I mean, that is his business. Why should I go with him?
Would you be
Yes.
comfortable with him coming around when they are doing your manicure, rubbing your legs and all that?
I don't know, really.
No, what if
But
it
maybe
happened?
It would be the uncomfortable one.
What if it happened and you're like, okay, let's go. But along the way, he's getting this massage. You know, yeah, it's done. It's done. I will confess, it's done. Now, along the way, you know, he's going slowly, and he forgets about you. Before you know it, it's like, okay, even this part is kind of paining. How would you react?
Well, it wouldn't be good to cause a scene at
Mhm.
a salon. I mean, keep your cool and handle things when you go back home. Talk about it.
So, fights at home, not in public.
Fights or, yeah, verbal fights.
is it really? Can you do
Hope
it?
it doesn't get physical. Bubble.
Yeah, just a verbal fight.
A very
Peace of
heated
your
conversation
mind, and
there.
then-
Our Love Drive will come back after this break. Welcome.
The Love Drive is brought to you by SecDrive, powered by Yakadicto Network, a product of Ultimate Multimedia Consult.
Back from that short break. The show continues. Now, Edward, as we are conversing here, take a scenario where you've not been paid
Mhm.
for 2 weeks. Your spouse has some money, and you're sure that the money is there.
Yep.
Hmm?
Mhm.
And now you come, tell your spouse, you know what? The landlord is on my neck.
Mhm.
We need around 500,000,
Mhm.
and you know that she has 550
Mhm.
in the house.
Mm.
So she tells you, know what? No. This is private money. This is personal money. I'm not going to touch it.
Mhm.
Please look somewhere else for that money.
Mm.
Now, with our struggles, you know, men, we do in a day, you know, you have to close your ears for this. There is what we call a joint account among our men. We, the men.
Yeah.
When the boys are out, they discuss a lot of things. Now, you go in your clique or that group,
Your
those
friends, yeah.
WhatsApp groups we create.
Mhm.
The boys in the triangle in men and what.
Mhm.
Now, you say what? You tell, you know, Jeff, I have this problem. My wife, I don't have money.
Mm.
Because definitely you cannot bring about the wife has money
Of
and
course,
everything.
that's private business.
I need this amount of money. And Jeff sees the struggle you're going through, gives you the 500K,
Mhm.
and says, you know what, since your salary has delayed, take this 100,000, make it 600.
Mhm.
Pay when you're ready.
Yeah.
You go pay the landlord, you bring the receipts, put them on the table.
Mhm.
With the receipts, you put 8, because you have to remain with the 20.
Yes.
The boys out.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
when
yes.
watch soccer.
Yes, yes. True, true.
So you put the 80 on the table, and you know what? That is money to keep the house going until I'm paid.
Yes.
The following day, you come back. There is a very nice meal prepared. Yeah, definitely you left money at
Yes,
home.
that 80,000.
And your spouse is on the couch watching those soaps that they watch
Mhm.
with a Samsung. Is it the latest is 13?
Mhm.
It is worth 1.3 million.
Mhm.
what would be your reaction?
Wow. That's a really, really, really tough one, because I believe as my partner, first of all, you're supposed to, and if I've been open enough, men we have these issues really saying what's on our mind. By the time, I don't want to feel like I'm stereotyping for all men, but usually when men really open up about their financial struggles to women, their wives, then it has reached a point beyond, because usually you first probably asked your boys. By the time you go to her, because you know how we like handling things before. mm, So if I'm able to open up to you, like we need this, and if I've been handling it for a long time, then I feel you're supposed to understand. That's like we were talking about in the beginning. Marriage is complementary. So I would really feel I've been hard done, because I felt like this marriage is for both of us. We need to make it work together. I don't feel it's right, especially if you chose a Samsung over rent, because it can drop in water, and unless it's water resistant. Okay, it can drop in acid.
Not these ones that come to
It can drop in acid or fire, or they can even snatch it. But that rent it's a home for me, you, and our kids. If you're valuing a phone over that, then I'm starting to doubt our marriage or union.
Okay, you're doubting the marriage. In it, what would be your answer when they ask you, know what? Now, because I know he's going to react toughly. And what would be your answer when he asks, where have you gotten the phone that is worth 1.3 million or 2 million when you had 500 in the house?
First of all, I wouldn't do that. So I can't even think of an answer to give in such a scenario.
Okay.
I wouldn't do something like that, because if at all we need rent.
Now, first remove the inid in you and bring in the other person. Remove the inid, that honest inid.
Well, I would tell them that I have been paying for this phone in installments.
Okay.
And that 500 was the final installment. Otherwise, they were going to sell my phone off.
Thank you. I'm taking those notes down of those slides.
Now, Edward, would you buy that?
Of course, it's going to raise a lot of suspicion in my mind. First of all, I'm naturally paranoid. So
Okay.
when you tell me such things, and that was a joke. But definitely, I'm not going to buy it. First of all, look at the situation we're from. I'm from stressing my brain out. All my boys telling them, "Bro, we're going to get kicked out of the house. I need this money." Then next day I come, you're flipping the phone, and it's definitely not resting well with my spirit.
Let's bring the honest in it back, the real in it back. What would be your reaction? Okay, you said first of all you can't do that. What is the ideal thing for you to do in that scenario when rent has kicked in and your spouse is struggling?
If the money is there, why not pay it off and put both of our minds to rest?
Okay.
Yeah, because if you have a debt and this is going to affect all of you as a family, then it would be something abominable for you to just ignore it, and yet you have the means to solve it. Yeah.
Right answer. Yeah. Now, away from that, you're in a relationship, okay, both of you, and you've been with your spouses for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Now you're planning for the kuchala, the introduction, and the wedding. There are very many scenarios we have seen where a man is given the burden to renovate the woman's house, the parents' house, do the compound, to the extent that they will tell you, we have we have a very bad house, we need another house, and you're going to build so that your spouse can introduce you. We have seen scenarios where we have gone ahead to rent even cars to give out to the introduction ceremony and then take it back. We have seen scenarios where people have gone for introductions, they have done weddings, and they've remained broke. So, really, who is supposed to finance these ceremonies?
Well, from the understanding that I have, I am told that the girl's side finances the introduction.
Okay.
Right? Because she is introducing you to her family, in it.
Mm.
So, yeah, but of course you'll find in most instances that it's the men who end up doing all this.
Mm.
And of course, as a man, for introduction, you have to come along with gifts.
Mm.
I think I think the parents of the girl need to be realistic and honest as possible. I don't think a girl's parents can ask you for out of the world things if she has not really talked to them about you.
Mm.
Because if you're definitely working and you have a job, you're earning 3 million, and they want to expect you to come with Range Rovers and all types of things, then I think it's a little bit part of the girl's problem, because a lady can talk to her parents and tell her the truth.
Okay.
Because some people may not choose to even do those functions and stay with the man. So it's upon the lady to really talk to the parents and tell them, no, let's be realistic with the expectations that we have from my partner.
Mm.
Unless the parents want to see the marriage fail or want you to see you break up.
In it, who is supposed to finance the ceremonies? Okay, the introduction bit of it.
Like Edward said, it's the girl's family supposed to, okay, on paper, it's the girl's family supposed to finance the introduction. But you as the groom, if at all you feel or you see that your fiancé or your fiancé's family is failing to meet some expenses, then you can also chip in.
Introduce yourself to her.
Yeah, you
I'm joking.
you can chip in.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can chip in and help out according to how much you can
put up.
yes. But the problem would come where the girl's family wants you to do everything
Mm.
right from the start, from decor to food to everything, and then they would look like they're the ones hosting and you're just bringing the dowry, and yet you've done everything.
Ideally, I have a friend who did it. He had two budgets: family, the spouse's house side, and his side. And after the ceremony, they went broke.
I don't understand that thing of renovating the compound. I think you should be told those things when they know
No.
you can. Man. It's
Eddie.
not.
Not doing yourself.
Initially, yes, as you've said that the girl's side on introduction, you're their visitors. So you're visiting. So you invite them on your wedding. You're doing what? You're inviting them. They are your visitors. You're hosting them. Okay? But there is a tendency of the boys who have come from good families and they have rich relatives. Now, and most beautiful women. I'm saying this: most beautiful women come from poor families.
I do not know to what
Most.
extent where those. What you're basing that on, but
No, we've seen most beautiful women.
I hope people don't go crazy in the comments about. I know that will raise a lot
Yeah,
of.
it will raise a lot of. Now,
Those are his words, not expressed for his views, not any of us.
now,
Mhm.
you've come from a well-to-do family. You're a man, and you feel that you'll be ashamed to go and look at the house that has, is it mantle? And you feel
It's
like
not well structured.
it's not well structured, and you feel like, yes, I should put up something. I'm bringing it to in this perception that
I have the money.
I have the money. I don't want to. What is the best term?
To make people to see me like
Exactly.
Get humiliated.
I don't want to
Exactly.
get humiliated from my side. In it, would you be okay? I mean, if the man really loves you, would you be okay for him to tell you, you know what, we have to remember this house. You're going to get ashamed. You're going to get humiliated. When he brings it in that perception, what would be your reaction?
Well, if I told you just saying we're going to get ashamed, I mean, you already decided to marry me after seeing where I was coming from. And I am not embarrassed of my home. But if at all you want to renovate, just say, let us just clean this place up so that.
So the word ashamed is the one disturbing
Yes.
you.
I feel triggered.
You feel triggered.
That was intentional. I am ashamed. I'm going
But
to
of
get
course,
embarrassed.
if by the time he says cleaning it up, he's just softening the word ashamed.
I hope you
It's a
guys
synonym.
understand. I hope you guys understand.
Yes,
Like
yes.
renovating so that our function can look nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have been together for 4 years down the road. And now I'm just looking at the house right now when we are coming for the function that it is looking bad. Is it really, really reasonable?
Yes. It's okay to renovate the house unless I haven't gotten your question.
I mean, we've been together 4 years down the road. I've been visiting your home and seeing the state of the house. The kitchen is looking bad.
Good
you know, there's
question.
this. Would you be okay for me to renovate it now that the function is going to be there?
It can be a gift to my parents.
why wasn't that gift given 2 years back?
Because we might not be having that money by then. But right now, it's also convenient. It's going to serve two purposes. First of all, for the introduction ceremony, and also for the comfort of the people at home after the introduction ceremony is done.
Me, if I would be, if I would step in the other in it, you know, we have two personalities. Step in
Alter ego.
Exactly. I would say, you know what, honey, let's do the function right now, when the house is like that. Then we shall renovate it after. Would you do that?
No, if my partner is able, I wouldn't refuse, because what if I tell him let's do it later and the money gets other programs?
And I think it also goes back to the purity of the intentions. Like if you've done your analysis and you really feel like this is genuinely coming from a good heart and wants the function to be good, and you shouldn't be even thinking about that too much, because at the end of the day, a renovated house is a good thing.
And
Like,
it will stay there.
so you have to put your feelings aside. All right, ashaming what? Get the house done, have the function.
I still get triggered.
So, okay, that we have renovated and everything. Now, back to these functions and introductions and weddings. Would it be okay, Edward, to get a loan to finance your wedding?
Good question. That's a really, really tricky one. First, I don't believe in asking from too many people money to finance my wedding.
Okay.
But so a loan, of course, we're all men, even women. I'm not going to generalize it for only men. We all take loans for different things. You need to first of all establish that you have the capacity to repay back this loan.
Okay.
Okay? Because the people have taken loans for weddings and have successfully paid them back. So I'm not saying it's not a good practice. But I think you need two things. One, you need to clearly establish that you will be able to repay back this loan. Okay? And you need to be sure that you guys are really in love, because there's taking a loan for a woman, for a wedding, then after 2 years you break up and then you get too confused, and so she has to be the one.
Okay.
She really has to be the one for me to go to that extra mile of taking a loan.
Enid, would you agree to get a loan?
No, I wouldn't want to get a loan, because you guys have heard of this thing of after a ceremony, you know,
It is common. It's common nowadays.
You don't even have money to finance your honeymoon, or money to feed. Say if you have kids, you don't even have money to feed your kids. I think it would be good for you to plan for these ceremonies and have something at hand
Okay.
where your friends or families can build on, so that even if it's like your push to take a loan, it wouldn't be as much as it would for you to take just a loan and you're only leaning on a loan.
Okay.
You don't have any other sources, or just a loan and family and friends and family. But if at all you have your own money, there you would get to borrow very little or even nothing at all.
Yeah.
So picking up from there, you said to start these functions, you need to have something in your pockets. To what extent should we have meetings soliciting for funds to fund your function?
Extent. Good question again. I feel I should. I can't put a number to it, but I feel it should be a considerate number of meetings.
All right. Let me rephrase it like this. You have a budget. What percentage of the budget should you have cleared so that you can start the meetings?
70 for me.
In it?
At least 50.
50.
Yeah.
So that the other 50 can come from friends and family.
And you usually find it that if you've cleared, let's say 50, other people give you like 7, they even over exceed what you would have thought they could. But I think it's very important for you to handle your business. Because you're not getting married for other people.
She's your wife.
Exactly. Exactly.
When
I tell people, bantu balangi, that wakuwa sente, budem bufumbo, all those kinds of
no,
things.
solicited money for the wife is our wife. So
I don't want those kinds of things.
We have paid her together. We have to enjoy her together. Now, I've given them my contribution. You know, when I come at home and you're not there, you're like, yeah, nateka ya katwalo kangi.
I can give it back to you. Go and get your own.
Okay. Now, after the introduction, after the wedding, the wife is at home. Eddie, let me start with you. Is it okay for you to give your spouse a monthly token? You know, it has been going on in Kenya. Some minister
they've just
raised.
passed a law, I think.
Is it passed already?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not going to shift to Kenya. I thought I would shift there. They said housewives work a lot. Yeah, I agree. Personally, on personal basis, I agree. They have a lot of
house husbands.
Okay,
continue the question. But I'll just check.
You know that even husbands, they will live at home, go with the boys, come back expecting lunch. Yeah,
I'm not so sure, but continue with the question. I just wanted to trigger you also.
Continue with the what?
The housewife question.
You will come. You will expect support from the wife because it's the man. You know, they have that tendency of a man. Now, away from that, Kenya has just passed the law. Thank you for informing me. And it is coming to Uganda because it is East Africa something. Is it coming to Uganda?
Well, let's see what the lawmakers will do. But it has been. I've heard it in Parliament. They've been trying to front it. That.
So, is it okay to give your wife that monthly token?
The fact that we even look at it like a monthly token, I feel you should naturally give your wife money. Like if you're working and you're earning money, why would you not give her money? Like it's a no-brainer for me. I don't want to look.
We give them money, Edward. We give them money. Yes, money is given. Wait, no. Money is given. But now this is the law, and she is entitled to this money. Not forgetting that you've been leaving money behind, maybe weekly for weekly shopping and everything. You've been giving her upkeep. You call it upkeep.
What else?
For hair and everything. That one is supposed to be that, but this one is law. When you don't give her the money,
it's legally binding.
It's legally binding. You have to. She can take you to court.
I don't like the whole idea of institutions of law and court entering people's personal business to that extent, because every marriage is built on different foundations. But me personally, my values and everything, if I have money, if I'm good, like my wife has a happy wife is a happy home. That's
yes.
If give her money, like let her, if you have it, give it to her. Money is there to be spent. You can't enjoy the home or family when like, what is the use of you having all the money and she's there? Like, doesn't make sense to me, honestly. Okay. I don't need a law to effect that.
Okay, Enid, money you earn when you have a job is called salary or wages or whatever.
Yeah.
Money you earn out of some other dilly-dally things is a commission. And others, they have specific.
It can be a commission or a wage.
Or a wage or something. What is that exact? What name would you give it, that monthly token?
Like you said, it's a token. Token, bonus,
no,
salary.
The Kenyan perspective of this is salary. Because A wife is a worker. But would you look it in that angle? Look at it in that angle, like, is it a salary? Is it a token?
Personally, I wouldn't want to look at it as a salary because it would mean like I'm just a laborer in the house.
Exactly.
And yet, yeah, much as I'm doing, because truth, let us be honest here, ladies do a lot of work at home. From child upbringing to cooking to washing. Unless, like, for some ladies who have, like, a lot of help from maids.
I cook for my girlfriend breakfast and she receives it in bed.
Maybe one of those few men would do that. So, if at all a woman does all that, you can give her something. It shouldn't be legally binding, but I think for these Kenyans, for the Kenyan government to
legalize it, yeah.
To make it law. Maybe they felt some women were being
a lot of women.
Yeah, they were not being provided for, and yet they are doing a lot of work. And I believe there should be a justification for that law.
Okay.
Yeah. But even in the Ugandan setting, if at all a woman is, more, especially for a stay-home woman, she's doing a lot of work. She might not be providing, but she's working, taking care of the kids and all that. She needs to get something. You need to show her that you actually appreciate her efforts at home. So you can give her something. Go and have a day to yourself. Do some shopping.
Go out with the girls.
Yeah, do some shopping. Have a free day and enjoy yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it shouldn't be a token, because for it to be like salary, that means you have to sign a contract. You have to put a figure to it.
And that contract is binding, you know?
It's binding. There is police involved in case you do not,
It's crazy.
So it makes it look so like it's an iron law, and it would make marriage less interesting.
Okay, Eddie, let's talk a little bit about that. Now, when it comes to Uganda here, with our cultures that have failed to be uprooted from our regions, I will give an example of our brothers up there who still think that a woman is a property if paid for. What if it comes here? Do you see it working?
Well, a law is a law. Like, if it has reached and has been passed by parliament and whatever body is the judiciary, I think it has to be put into effect. There are many laws that are there that we personally may not have. We have our personal opinions on that probably feel do not benefit you. But if it has been passed into law, then it has to come into effect. Facebook was banned.
Are you ready?
Like I told you, me, it's not about laws. It's a natural thing. If I love my girl, then I have to give her money. It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
I had a question for you though.
All right. Yeah.
If tables stand,
Yeah.
would you be comfortable giving your husband a monthly token of?
I actually wanted to ask that.
What is he doing to deserve it? And that is.
What do you mean? What is he doing to deserve it?
I'm not saying he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if at all he's home doing something, or
He's at home, of course, doing something, taking care
Like
of the
if-
kids
okay. If
and
he's-
all that.
yes, I would
But
appreciate.
that means you're also not looking at him as a laborer because you're asking what is he doing,
No, not
and
like
yet
a
it's
salary,
not what you want.
Not a salary, but like giving him something to show my appreciation.
You do that. You do that. You treat your spouse. You treat your husband. You give him a treat. You buy some things. You buy gifts for him. Now, this is salary entitled to him. It's a token.
I'd be a bad boss. Who doesn't pay salary?
So
Anyway.
you see, when tables stand, it becomes
Anyway,
tricky, right?
The thing is, it's according to the situation.
Okay.
Really. You just study the situation and see, okay, this man has done a lot. He's changing the narrative. Some men do not do this thing in their homes or families, but he's doing, and he needs some money in his pocket. Why shouldn't I give him?
For how long are you able to keep up with that?
Well, it would depend. I haven't
Any
done it
circumstances?
before.
No, if it was me, I wouldn't go back to work. I wouldn't look for a job.
You'd get comfortable.
I would be comfortable. You know, she's working.
It's tricky. You can't get too comfortable.
Even at work, if at all you get too comfortable,
Mm.
there's a way they tickle you until you
True.
move
Edward.
out of your comfort zone.
Any last words for our viewers about the whole financial issues in relationships?
Well, my advice financially to every couple out there: first, please marry your friend. Make sure you're in love with the person you're getting married to. People are getting married for all types of reasons. People want promotions at work because you know all these kinds of things.
Yeah,
There's
most jobs right now are they want that status to be
exactly
from single to married. Yeah.
There's pressure from the family. There's pressure from your friends. If worldly pressure is coming onto you, I think it's very important when you get married to someone you can build trust with, understand, and once the foundation is solid, all these other things it's easy to navigate through them, because finances are all about trust and understanding each other. If
Okay.
you love and trust each other, then you can be able to work through, because there's no formula for marriage. Everything is a work. That's why you can't get proper advice like this is how this works in marriage. Each situation is different, circumstances change, but just have genuine love for each other and trust each other. Y'all be all right.
In it. Any last words?
Yes. Yeah. Things to do with money. We have to be flexible in families and know that at any one point, each one of us, as heads of the family, will be called upon to handle a certain issue. So we should be flexible and always be able to respond when that call comes through.
Okay.
And we also have to ensure that we build trust with our partners so that at the end of the day, we can be able to trust each other with our financial resources.
Okay.
And also be wise when spending.
All right. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation, Edward.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Enid.
Pleasure to
I
be here.
look forward to hosting you again on another topic altogether. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Love Drive on Sec Drive. Thank you, viewers, for being part of the show. We are being proudly sponsored by Ultimate Multimedia Consult, a consultancy firm that offers value-added news, knowledge products, and services. If you want to be part of the show, please reach out on the numbers running on the screen. Please remember to subscribe. Click on that bell icon to get notifications whenever we roll out another mouth-watering episode. See you again in another episode. Bye.
Bye.